Have you ever felt like just keeping up with software changes?
Yeah.
Well, it's almost a job in itself.
Oh, totally.
You finally get comfortable with something and boom, there's an update. It changes the game. It's just this constant evolution.
Yeah.
Well, today we're going to dive into a really good example of that. Straight from Xlinesoft, actually.
Oh, okay.
They put out this blog post January 9th, 2025, just called PHP Desktop Update. And it's pretty significant.
Right. And what's interesting here, I think, is how something that sounds maybe small, just a technical update for PHP Desktop, it can actually have these big ripple effects, especially if you're using PHPRunner day to day.
Exactly.
So our goal today really is to kind of unpack what this specific update means. What are the implications, how these maybe foundational shifts really change things for you, the developer.
Get beyond the headline.
Yeah, exactly. Give you that shortcut to really understanding what's going on.
Okay, so let's jump right in. For a long time, building desktop apps with PHPRunner meant you were kind of stuck, right, with older PHP versions via PHPDesktop.
That's been the bottleneck, yeah.
But it sounds like that's changed now.
Yeah.
What's the big news here, and why does it matter so much?
Okay, so you've hit the nail on the head. The big headline is that Xlinesoft worked directly with the PHP Desktop developer, and the result is this new version, PHP Desktop 130.1. But the key thing isn't just the number.
Right.
It's that it now runs PHP 8.3 natively.
Okay, 8.3, that's a big jump.
It's huge. It means your PHPRunner desktop apps can finally use modern PHP stuff. Think the JIT compiler for, potentially much better performance. Or things like the new match expression, which can make your code cleaner, maybe safer too. It basically drags PHPRunner desktop development into, the current PHP era.
That is a pretty big deal for anyone who's been waiting for those features.
Yeah.
So, okay, what about people using PHPRunner 10.91 right now?
Good question.
How did they get this? Did Xlinesoft talk about that? Is it, complicated?
Well, they actually made it surprisingly easy for 10.91 users. It's not automatic, but it's straightforward.
Okay.
Basically, you download the new PHP Desktop, unzip it into the right folder, your desktop app folder, and swap out a setup file.
So a manual step, but doable.
Exactly. It's manual, yes, but it means you don't have to sit around waiting for the next big PHPRunner release to start playing with PHP 8.3.
Right, you can get going now.
Yeah, which I think shows Xlinesoft is trying to keep things, moving and accessible.
And speaking of accessibility, there was this interesting comment on their blog post from a user, Egan, I think, January 10th.
I saw that one.
Egan basically said, hey, wouldn't it be better if Xlinesoft just pushed out an update for 10.91 that included this new PHP Desktop automatically?
Yeah.
Which, from a user's point of view, makes perfect sense. Just click update, done.
Right. And that comment from Egan, it's super valuable because it points right at that classic tension in software development,
What tension is that?
The balance between pushing out the new tech, the cool advancements, and making sure things stay stable and, easy to update. Backward compatibility, seamless upgrades.
Yeah, the smooth experience.
Exactly. A manual update, even a quick one, adds friction, especially if you're juggling lots of projects or you're in a team environment.
Sure.
So feedback like Egan's is gold. It reminds companies that even these small hurdles matter. It helps them shape the product roadmap towards, ideally, a smoother ride for everyone. It's all about designing for how people actually work.
So stepping back, this update, it's more than just PHP Desktop 130.1. It's really Xlinesoft saying, okay, PHPRunner now fully supports PHP 8.3 for desktop apps.
Precisely.
The tool's keeping pace with the language, which is crucial, right? Development tools can't afford to stand still.
Absolutely not. And this constant movement, this evolution, it brings up that really interesting challenge we just touched on. How do you balance grabbing all the shiny new features with the absolute need for stability? Minimal disruption.
Right. Don't break my existing stuff.
Exactly. And this whole episode, the update, Egan's comment, it's a perfect little case study of how companies try to walk that tightrope.
Which kind of brings us to a final thought for you, our listeners, to maybe mull over. In these fields that change so fast, like software development, how do you personally weigh that? When do you jump on new features versus prioritizing stability and, easy updates in your own work or the tools you pick?
It's a great question. There's no single right answer, is there?
Yeah, definitely something to think about next time you're facing an update.